I remember distinctly, it was 1987. My brother and I had just rafted the Green River from Wyoming all the way down to Lake Powell. Wonderful time. We're sitting down for Thanksgiving dinner, and it was like I'd turned on Bill Murray's Groundhog's Day. I was going to watch this movie where the same thing happened over and over and over, and I could see with our Thanksgiving, we were going to eat too much turkey, we're going to drink too much beer, we're going to watch football, and you know, there's nothing inherently wrong with any of those. But when you do them over and over, when you know that a mere 4-hour drive from your home, there are people without the most basic needs of the human condition, I said, you know, this isn't right. It's just not right. So we got up from the table and we went to a place, it was called Price Club at the time. We bought $2,000 worth of staple food, and we were going to Nogales because I knew Nogales pretty well. So we're going down through Tucson. My brother Troy is a really funny guy. He's telling a story. I'm laughing so hard I missed the exit to Nogales, and I'm trying to turn around. And we said, you know what, let's see where we end up. So we go down to Benson, turn down through Tombstone, Bisbee, and ended up in a town of 180,000 people I'd never really heard of, city, Agua Prieta, Mexico. And that was the beginning of my realization that God or Spirit or Buddha, whatever you want to call it, reveals itself to those with a higher purpose. We were led to a little sign that said Orfanatario, and here was this wonderful gal. She's like 23 years old. She wasn't worried about what dress she was wearing, what party she was going to. She had gathered 8 children off of the streets and was cooking tamales over a burning tire. No indoor plumbing, no showers, nothing. And I said, this is absurd. Here I live in Scottsdale, Arizona, the lap of luxury. And 4 hours from my door, there are children that are living like this? Oh, this is wrong. So we came back, we had a big party, something my brother and I decided early on, we'll do this charity work as long as it's fun. It has been for almost 3 decades now, but we did this huge party up in a haunted hospital. We raised money and went down there and funded the construction of indoor plumbing. What was interesting is every year we would go back and we would take old clothes, and the crowd got bigger and bigger and bigger, and soon we were bringing this huge entourages down, and it dawned on me that there's 2 real kinds of poverty, 2 types of poverty. The poverty that's the most obvious in Agua Prieta, no roof overhead, not enough to eat. But there's an equally insidious poverty right here in North Scottsdale, Arizona, and it's a poverty of spirit. It's a poverty of purpose. I want to leave this world knowing it's in better shape than when I came in. We built a dormitory down there. We call it the exchange program. We take 1,000 volunteers a year. Mostly high school and college kids, but a lot of adults, and they go down, they work in the barrio, and what we say is we feed their stomachs and they feed our souls. We call it reciprocal giving. And so that's how this thing has grown to now where we have a subdivision with 42 homes, a 10,000 square foot child care center that rivals any child care center on the face of the earth. 5,000 square foot education center. We have our exchange dormitory. We do these huge food distributions where we feed 5,000 people at a time. Medical equipment donations. It's really grown into an amazing structure. And what I think is so interesting is that we're all volunteer. When we do our occasional food distribution, just to deliver these people basic staple items, we'll do 1,000 bags, which, by the way, our bags are sewn. They're cloth bags. They're not plastic. Sewn by a cottage industry we have there at VISHNU, so we create a little industry there for them. Each bag contains enough food to feed a family of 5 for a week, so 5,000 people get fed. The approximate cost is $14,000 is what it costs us to put these together. But it was the only program we had where we just gave people something. And it always bothered me. It always bothered me. I mean, they were appreciative, you know, oh, thank you, thank you. When you give people something they didn't earn, they resent you. Remember, gifts make slaves. And that bothered me. So it finally came up and we said, well, I can't charge them money. These people, if they had money, they wouldn't be standing in line for 7 hours to get a bag of food. So we came up with this idea. I was looking around one day around Agua Prieta, and you know, the state flower is the discarded plastic bag. They're ubiquitous. They're everywhere. So I said, well, look, why don't we do this? In order to get a bag of food, you have to collect a minimum of 20 discarded plastic bags or plastic bottles. And then we'll recycle the plastic and we'll fund scholarships, educational scholarships, with the recycled plastic proceeds. We were able to fund 4 high school scholarships with those proceeds, but most importantly to me is the people that were receiving the help were able to maintain their dignity.
We have been working for so many years, Rancho Feliz and me. It's unbelievable all what we have been getting together, but let me tell you, inside us is a kind of a very, very important kind of relationship that both of us like what we do. And we have been working for 20, maybe 26 years already. And but the accomplish is a lot. It's a lot. We have been learning a lot, but let me tell you, it's a lot of people involved. We have been doing a lot of projects, as you can see around Agua Prieta. It's a big change. Even people from out of town, from the national level, they had been coming to see our projects, and they said that they don't have any in another states in Mexico like the projects that we have.
In our Vecinos Dinos neighborhood, we have 3.5 acres. One of the things we noticed in Agua Prieta is a lot of the uneducated, the people that didn't have opportunity for education, they get married to these women, you know, and the guys, well, she gets pregnant, I should say, when they're 13 or 14. The guy goes away. Here she is with 3, 4, 5 kids. And what happens a lot of times, she has to pull the older children out of school to watch the younger one while she's working at the maquiladora to feed the family. Once you pull that child out of school, I can guarantee you, if it's a girl, she's going to be pregnant by the time she's 13. If it's a boy, he's going to be involved in the drug industry. I guarantee it. We've seen it over and over. So with the child care facility we built in conjunction with the Mexican federal government, if a mother's working, she gets free child care. So they can come deliver their children to our center from anywhere in the community. It's free. The government subsidizes it. And then what we did, we found a woman here, a professor at Arizona State University. Now she has a New Directions Institute, and she specializes in infant brain development. Fascinating. So we have introduced her programs down to these children that were born in the absolute slums. And by the time when they check 40 days old, we start reading to them bright colors, coordinating the right lobe with the left lobe, all these things to stimulate the mind, because her studies have shown with the magnetic resonance imaging that by the time a child is 3 years old, 90% of their synapses have been formed. Now, if they're in a shack in poverty, there's not a lot of brain stimulation. In our child care center, they are bombarded with stimulation. So what we do, we set them up, we get them ready to learn. Then they enter into our educational scholarship programs, so we can shepherd the education of these children from 40 days of age through university. And that's how we change the world.
My name is Ana Patricia Ortiz. They call me Patty, and I'm the founder and principal of Colegio Americano Anais, where we have approximate 60 to 65 scholar students in our school. We have been working for 11 years now, and our relationship has been based on trust, and it's a blessing to have met Gil and Jim and work along with Rancho Feliz through this wonderful educational program.
Hi, my name is Liamsi.
Ramón Valle.
Well, my name is Eileen.
My name is Valeria Michelle Gámez Valtierres. Valeria.
My name is Ángel Alejandro Meléndez Escalante.
My name is Dominique Sayan Duarte Rascon.
My name is Jimena Urrea Tavares.
Santiago Cruz Escalante.
I want to be a neurosurgeon or a plastic surgeon.
Well, I would like to build a hospital where you don't need to pay, and I will be like the doctor, or I would like to become an industry engineer or something related with a sport because I like a lot of sports.
I would like to be a kindergarten teacher.
When I grow up, I want to be an ophthalmologist. It's an eye doctor.
Well, when I grow up, I want to be a veterinarian because I really love animals and I want to help them as many people has helped me.
First of all, I want to graduate from my career as a civil engineer and then start my own business and my family.
I will like to help all kids that they are in the streets and make people think about what they made wrong and try to help them to fix it.
Because if we have peace, we will have a world where everything will be no fightings, no disagreements, and everywhere we will communicate in a normal form.
This means to me a world without wars, and for everybody to help each other, for everybody to love each other, and just help each other.
I want to make part of it, being an example of peace, being equal as if nothing matters.
First, no fighting. It can be reflected in our community. If I don't fight, maybe no one will fight. And if I fight, more people will fight, and then they will be fighting, and it will be a disagreement.
In part yes, and in part no, because it will be good to have a wall to separate both countries, but in part no, because they make differences between Mexicans and Americans, and that's not good. We need it because it separates the countries, but I don't think that is necessary, because if people were educated, I think we could create like our own wall, like imaginary wall, and that wall wouldn't need to be there.
I don't think that is a very good thing. It's good that we can separate the countries, but not a big wall, because it separates. We can be in peace, and we have things that we need from both, and it will be better without the wall.
I think that yes.
Why?
So they can separate both countries and they cannot mix them. Like here's United States and there's Mexico. Like so they don't mix the countries.
It only causes differences between us humans. The word peace would mean equal. We all would be the same. I don't think it's really necessary to have a change in our life by having a wall between us.
Because we get to visit them and they get to visit us, but like in a respectful way. Not everybody goes there because they have better opportunities. None of that. It's like we respect their space and they respect our space.
Instead of using all the money for me, I would like to help poor people build their houses.
I will take it. Absolutely.
First, I would like to do an orphan house for all the children that are abandoned.
If I become the president of Mexico, I will invest the money in things that will help the country, and I would like to do something related with Rancho Feliz because this is a great association because it helps help people in a lot of forms.
And I will give them food, good medicines, and more stuff.
I would like to be the change that many people want to see in the world. Do something that no one else have done. Be something good in which people could trust.
First, I would like to hug them and say them thank you for all what they've done in these 3 months. My sponsor is Betty Johnson.
My impression is that even if they are not their kids or nothing like that, they love to help people.
My sponsor is Mike and Mary Haben.
Michael and Sam Martindale.
They are a very nice person. I love them so much.
They are very nice people. They are very generous. They are nice people who like a good future for us.
Give him a hug. Giving them a hug.
Oh my God, I would like to tell her that she's an amazing person. She's very kind-hearted, and thank you for replying to all my letters. And I'm very lucky to have you as my sponsor.
Well, I will say hi. Thanks for the scholarship that you have given me.
I would thank them for all the things that they do to me, and I will give them a big hug and say thanks for all the things they have given me.
It means to me a very good opportunity in my life because without this scholarship, I wouldn't be in this nice school.
I don't think I have words to describe so many feelings about them and towards them, but maybe I would probably say I love you.
Well, I want to say thank you, firstly. Thank you for the opportunity, because without that scholarship, I wouldn't be in this school and I just wouldn't be here. I would be in another school and be like everybody else and didn't have this opportunity to go further than my vision.
Those people were the best people I have met and will ever meet.
I think that all of you that are sponsoring the students, that are making an effort and a sacrifice to do so, I would like to tell you all that your investment is worthwhile. I'm a direct witness of it on a daily basis, and you are changing many lives, their vision, what they want in life, and how to learn to serve others, because it's not just receiving. We receive and we give.